Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing good today. So in today's video, I'm really excited to film this video because in this video, I'm going to share with you guys some dupes of international makeup that I got, and these dupes are really easily available here in India. So that's what I'm going to be talking in today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and if you are someone who's new to this channel, thank you so much. It means a lot to me. If you like the vibe here, you can click the subscribe button. I post 3 days a week, which is Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 7 p.m. So without further ado, let's get started. So before starting, I do want to say that the dupes that I found are of brands that aren't available here in India easily. These aren't high-end brands, I do have to say that. Most of these are e.l.f., actually Wet n Wild, but the products that I am going to talk about are actually not available here in India. So that is why I did find some really amazing dupes that are really spot on actually. So that's what I'm going to be discussing. So first, I will talk about this primer that I found are an exact dupe of one another. This is the e.l.f. Mint Cooling Face Primer. This is a very newer launch by e.l.f. and I actually got it through Instagram reseller, and I had to pay around 1,400 for this primer alone, and I really wanted to test this primer out, so I got it and I was really excited to try out their new primer. Now e.l.f. is actually available here in India, but the new launches aren't available here, so I got this, and after I tried it, I did like the e.l.f. primer a lot. But I also tried the Mars primer. This is the Mars Glow O'Clock primer. And oh my god, these are exactly similar. The only difference I would say is the e.l.f. one has a green tint to it that whenever you put it on, it just goes away. So this e.l.f. has a green tint and it smells like mint. And that's it. That's the only difference I found. Both of these perform exactly the same way. These primers, I would say, are very tacky. These are the tacky type of primers, the gripping type of primers that grips on your foundation really well. So both of these actually perform really exactly similar. And the e.l.f. one, as I said, I got it for 1,400 rupees. The Mars one is actually less than 300 rupees. I think it was like around 150 200 rupees. I don't remember, but yes, I will leave the links and everything down in the description box. So I got the Mars one for such a less price, and both of these look exactly similar in the packaging as well. I don't know if the Mars actually was going to going for the e.l.f. vibe here. I don't know that, but the Mars is exactly similar to the e.l.f. and if you're thinking of getting a gripping primer, or if you're thinking of getting the e.l.f. one, definitely choose the Mars one because it's so affordable and for half of the price, not even half actually. So yeah, both of these are very similar. So the next product I'm going to talk about is also a primer, and that is why I couldn't show it on camera. Like, you know, I didn't want to put two primers on my face at the same time. So anyway, this is the Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothing Priming Moisturizer. That's a very long name. So it is supposed to hydrate your skin and also give you that dewy kind of a base. So this actually, I think it retails for around $25 or something like that. It's not that easily available here, let me tell you. I got this like a year ago, and I found an exact dupe of this. This is the Wet n Wild face primer. Now this is the dewy version, and this is exactly similar to the Hello Fab Coconut Priming Moisturizer because they are like, the consistency is so similar. You can totally see it. The consistency is very similar. I would say the Hello Fab one is a little bit on the yellowy side. I wouldn't say yellow, but yeah, a little bit more champagne type. But whenever you put this on your skin, it looks exactly similar. There is no difference whatsoever, and I really think that both of these are just exact products in different packaging, I would say. And I also have to say that the Hello Fab one actually smells a little bit coconutty, but other than that, I did not find any difference at all. I just feel like if you are wanting to try this primer or something similar to this, I would say The Wet n Wild is actually good. I just dropped it. Yeah, so the Wet n Wild is actually such a good primer, and I did repurchase this that time, and again I repurchased this primer, and I really love it. But yeah, both of these are exact similar dupes. So the next product here I'm going to talk about is the Wet n Wild Tinted Hydrator. Now this Tinted Hydrator is actually a product that was launched in US. It wasn't launched here in India, obviously. I mean, every other product doesn't get launched here in India, new launches. So this product was launched in US, and this retailed for $5. Now I paid 900 rupees for this, including customs, and obviously I had to pay the reseller. So this was almost 950 rupees, around that price tag. And yes, I really wanted to try this one out because I love Wet n Wild products, and yeah, this was like fairly, I would say, cheap. I mean, obviously not cheap because it's just $5 and I had to pay more, but I'm just saying that fairly cheap when you consider other products, you know. So I got this and I tried this in a video as well. Now while I was testing out these products, you know, in my day-to-day life, I realized that the Mars BB cream is actually very similar to the Tinted Hydrator. The formula is similar, that's what I would say. The shade, there is a shade difference. Obviously the medium one is this, Mars one has a, but very much like I would say a yellow undertone, and this is a little light on me. And the Tinted Hydrator, I would say this has a very neutral undertone. So obviously the shade match is a difference, but the formula is exactly similar. It's like a skin tint, I would say. It just gives you that very skin-like effect, as you can see in the application process also. Like these two are very similar, and I would say that only the thing is that the Mars one just comes in 3 shades, so that's the only con, I would say. The Tinted Hydrator definitely has a very good variety, but obviously the undertone in here also wasn't like proper. So anyway, the formula is so similar. So if you are wanting to get the Tinted Hydrator one, try looking for your shade in the Mars BB cream. I mean, I just hope Mars comes out with many shades because these products are so bomb. So anyway, you can get the Mars Tinted Hydrator. This one retails for only 200 rupees, and I paid 950, you know, for this Tinted Hydrator. So the next product I'm going to talk about is the concealer. Now this is the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer. This is like a satin finish concealer. Now this concealer wasn't launched here in India. The hydrating version wasn't launched. The Camo concealer was launched, the original one. The hydrating version wasn't launched here in India. Now I got the hydrating concealer from Instagram reseller, and I think I paid around 900 rupees for this. Now this hydrating Camo concealer is exactly similar to the Loreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. While I was trying out the e.l.f. products, I immediately realized that this concealer exactly looks like the Loreal one under my eyes. This has the same amount of full coverage, and this looks exactly similar. I mean, obviously the undertone and the shade, there is a shade difference, but the formula is so similar, and they look very similar as well in the packaging. I mean, they both have the doe foot applicator, but I just want to say that under my eyes they look very similar, and I was expecting a lot from the hydrating Camo concealer because obviously this was a very hyped up product, and a lot of people were saying that this is such a good concealer, and yes it is, but it wasn't something out of the ordinary. I already had the L'Oreal Infallible one, so yeah, I wouldn't say it was a disappointment because I still use this, but it wasn't like too hyped up, you know. It didn't live up to my hype, that's what I would say. And I still like my L'Oreal one, and if I run out of the Camo hydrating concealer, I'm definitely not going to repurchase this because obviously I'll buy the L'Oreal one instead, which is very much easily available here in India. So the next product I'm going to talk about is a highlighter dupe. Now these two are very similar, and the packaging also is very similar. Now I have to say that Mars is coming out with such good products, and their products are so affordable, and I think this highlighter retailed for 150 rupees. Now I did not even say what this highlighter was a dupe of. This highlighter, the Colourpop Super Shock cheek highlighter is exactly similar to the Mars, you know, highlighter. This is both of the packaging, first of all, very similar. I would say there is a shade difference. In the Colourpop one, I am in the shade Wisp, and in the Mars one, it's Private Show. Now, I do have to say, as I said, there is a color difference, but the formula is so similar. The Colourpop, when they launched their highlighters, the Super Shock ones, everyone raved about it because the formula was very different. It's very like putty-like, it's very squishy, and it looks very natural on the skin. And that's what I would say goes same for the Mars highlighter. It's like a very squishy type of a formula. It's very different. It's not like your normal regular highlighters. It's like a hybrid between a cream and a powder highlight, you know. So I really do like both of these highlighters a lot. I'm running out of the Colourpop one, and honestly, I really like it a lot. The Colourpop one, the shade is a little, you know, a little light. I mean, it's not too highlighty, it's not too intense. That's what I would say. The Mars one is a little bit intense. That's the only difference. But other than that, the formula is very, very similar. And I just want to say that I'm definitely going to repurchase more from these Mars highlighters, because I think they have like 3 or 5 shades. So I'll definitely check out, you know, other shades from this range, but they look exactly similar and they are dupe of one another. So another highlighter dupe that I want to talk about today is from Anastasia and Amrezy highlighter. Now, I honestly did not want to talk about this highlighter because the dupe isn't like it's out of stock everywhere, but I still wanted to talk about it. So this is the Anastasia and Amrezy highlighter, and I got this long time back. Like this was around the price. I got this for the price of 3,500 rupees, and honestly till date I still really love this highlighter so much. I had a dedicated video on my YouTube back in the day, like 2 or 3 years back. I got this highlighter and I did a dedicated review on it. I really love this highlighter so much. Then I purchased this LA Color Strobing highlighter in the shade Champagne, and I realized that both of these are actually exactly similar. The formula, the shade, everything is exactly similar to one another. So this actually retails for, the LA Color retails for around 600 rupees. I would say the formula also is very similar. When the Amrezy came, actually, when the Embryzi was released, a lot of people were saying that this formula is very unique, it's very silky smooth, nothing compared to this. And when I got the LA Colors one, I was like really shocked because both of these are very similar. Like even the formula, I'm not even talking about the shade. The shade though, it's a 10 on 10 match. The formula is also a 10 on 10 match. I will leave Amazon link. It's not available currently, it's out of stock, but hopefully they restock it soon, because guys, you need to get this highlighter if you're wanting to get the Anastasia and Embryzi highlighter. And I do have to say that this one, they discontinued it for some reason. I think it was a limited edition or something like that. Yeah, they discontinued it. So you're not gonna get the Embryzi and Anastasia. Even if you want to spend your 3,500 rupees on this, you're not going to get it. So I'll leave some links down below. Hopefully they restock it soon. But I love the LA Color Strobing highlighter. And also, if you want to check other shades from this, you can definitely. They have a lot of shades. They have a lot of different shades. They have like a pink highlighter. They have like a gold highlighter and a silver highlighter also. So if you want to check other shades from this, you can surely. The formula is spot on. So another dupe that I want to talk about, again, this is from e.l.f. I recently, as I said, I recently tried out e.l.f. Makeup, and I had so many dupes in my makeup collection that I had to talk about this with you guys. So this is the e.l.f. Putty Blush. Now this were like a major hit when they released this in the US. Yeah, so they released this in the US, and as usual did not bring this in India, obviously. So I got this and I actually paid like 1,000 rupees on this. Yeah, it was like, I think more than 1,000. I don't remember clearly, but yeah, I think I paid like around 1,000 rupees for this. Now I found the exact similar formula. I have to say that the shades are definitely very different on both of these, but the formula is exactly similar. Now this is the Just Herbs Lip and Cheek Tint. Now this is the e.l.f. Putty Blush, and this is the Just Herb Lip and Cheek Tint, and you can get Just Herbs on Amazon, and sometimes they go on sale. I would like urge you guys to always look out for sales and just save your money. But anyway, this is the lip and cheek tint, and this is in the shade Nude, Soft Nude. Now this shade is, I would say, a very kind of mauve type of a nude, and this is totally right peachy nude. Now this one actually it's going to be a little light for Indian skin tones. The e.l.f. one is going to be a little light for Indian skin tones, but this shade, or the shades in the Just Herb tint, actually will suit all Indian skin tones. They have like 5 different shades to choose from, and I'm telling you, all of these shades are going to suit Indian skin tones. Now coming on to the formula is very similar. They are definitely pigmented, and they look very similar like the formula. I would say they are not too dewy, they are not too matte, they glide on really nicely on the skin, and they have the right amount of pigmentation also. I have tried formulas like this, like cream blush formulas like this, and honestly it's a really good formula, but definitely it doesn't have that overall like very dewy kind of finish. So even if you have oily skin, even if you have combination skin, you're going to like this. Obviously it doesn't look too powdery on your skin, or it doesn't look too unnatural. It does suit dry skin too, but I would say the Just Herb tint one is very similar to the formula. The formula, I would say, is very similar to the e.l.f. Putty blushes. Like, I would say just go for the Just Herbs one. They have amazing shades as well. So the last dupe that I have to talk about, and it's a really very similar dupe, I would say, the formula wise. Now you guys know the Colourpop Super Shock shadows are so hyped up, and I have tried Super Shock shadows in the past, and I have used them for so long, and I actually finished all of my Super Shock shadows, and I had to throw them out, obviously, so I don't have one with me. But the Coloressence, these eyeshadows, not only do they look similar, the formula is so similar. This is what I have on my eyes right now, and I would say it's like the same type of formula like the Colourpop ones. It's very squishy. If you have ever tried Colourpop Super Shock shadows, the formula is very different. I would say it's very squishy, and you have to apply them with your fingers. Like, that's the best way to apply these eyeshadows, is with your fingers, especially the metallic or the shimmer ones. So yeah, I really like the fact that Coloressence has exactly the similar type of eyeshadow. I didn't even know about these eyeshadows, but I'm so glad that I got to try this one. And this one only retails for ₹400, while the Colourpop ones, when you get them here in India, they retail almost for one shadow, like it's around 800 including customs and shipping and everything. It costs around 800 to 900 rupees. So that is why the Coloressence one actually is on sale like all the time on Amazon. You can get it for like 250 rupees, 300 rupees. So it's a very inexpensive eyeshadow, and it really packs a punch on your eyelids. I am so sorry I don't have the Colourpop ones to show, but obviously I'll put up pictures and everything. The shade, I would say, is this shade is particularly, I really like it because it has this gunmetal type of a shade. Really love it, and I just feel like I haven't seen a lot of brands come out with this type of shadow in the Indian market. So I'm really glad that Coloressence has these eyeshadows. So yeah, so that was it for today's video. Those were all the dupes that I had to talk about. Let me know if you have any dupe in your collection. Let me know them in the comments down below, and I will definitely check them out. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new to this channel, hit on that subscribe button. If you like the vibe here, I post 3 days a week, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.